It was past 2 in the morning. The city streets were silent, except for the hum of distant traffic, the occasional bark of a dog, and the soft rustle of leaves in the wind. Emily and her young son, Noah, had been driving for hours, searching for a place to rest. Their car, their only home, sat under a flickering streetlight, its tired engine ticking in the cold. Exhaustion weighed on Emily like a heavy blanket, but fear pressed on her too. The fear of being discovered, of being judged, of being seen as a failure. She wrapped her thin coat tightly around Noah, who was curled up in the back seat, clutching a worn-out teddy bear. "Tomorrow will be better, baby," she whispered. "We'll find help. We'll be okay," but the words felt hollow, even as they left her lips. Months of struggle had brought them here. It started with her losing her job at the office. The layoffs were swift and final. Bills mounted, the car broke down, and eviction notices piled up. Nights in the car became their reality, and days were filled with searching, pleading, and surviving. Emily had always believed she was strong, but now she felt fragile, a thin thread barely holding her family together. At that same hour, James, a young architect, driving home from an unexpected late shift, navigated the empty streets. His life looked perfect from the outside, but inside, it had grown quiet and lonely. Late nights at work, an apartment that felt empty, no family nearby. He often wondered if success was worth it when it left him so alone. He took a longer route home that night, needing air, needing something to break the monotony, when his headlights caught a small car parked awkwardly under a streetlight. Something drew him closer. At first, he wasn't sure why. Then he saw her, a woman sitting upright in the driver's seat, her hands gripping the wheel, eyes wide and wary. In the back, a small child slept, his face peaceful despite the circumstances. James parked carefully and stepped out, the cold wind biting at his cheeks. He approached slowly, knocking gently on the window. Emily flinched, fear flashing in her eyes, but curiosity made her roll it down. Are you okay?" he asked, voice soft. "Do you need help?" Emily hesitated. Strangers had passed her by so many times, ignoring or judging her. We just need a place to stay for the night," she finally whispered. James nodded. "I live nearby. It's late and freezing. I have a spare room. You can stay the night if you want." Fear and disbelief warred within her. Why would he do this? What did he want in return? But something in his tone, calm, sincere, steady, made her nod. Okay. He helped them into his car, the heater blasting warmth that seemed almost unreal. Noah stirred awake, rubbing his eyes. "Hey, buddy," James said gently. "We're going to get you warm." The boy smiled shyly, and Emily felt her chest tighten. When they arrived at James's apartment, Emily could hardly believe her eyes. It wasn't grand, but it was safe, warm, and bright, a stark contrast to the cold, dark streets outside. He brought blankets, prepared hot food, and showed them to a small guest room. For the first time in months, Emily felt safe. Over the next hours, they talked. Emily shared her story, the layoffs, the bills, the nights spent in a car. James listened without judgment, asking only questions to understand, not to pry. Every word built trust between two strangers from completely different worlds. The quiet understanding, the simple kindness, felt almost miraculous. By morning, hope stirred in Emily's heart. Noah, now curled under a blanket, breathed easily. The despair that had shadowed them lifted just enough for her to allow a small, tentative smile. Weeks later, Emily found temporary work. Noah thrived in school, and James continued to support them quietly, without fanfare or expectation. The ripple effect of his kindness spread. Neighbors began noticing, offering help where they could. Donations of clothes, food, and even toys for Noah arrived. Emily gradually rebuilt her life, regaining the confidence she had thought lost forever. Sometimes, all it takes is one person noticing, one person caring, one act of human kindness to shift a life entirely. One quiet, unassuming choice in the middle of the night had changed everything for a small family who had almost given up. And in a world that often feels cold and indifferent, this story reminds us that hope is fragile, but real. It exists in the hearts of those willing to see, to act, and to care. If this story touched your heart, subscribe for more true life stories that restore faith in humanity, showing